wordsmiths. Today I'm going to be discussing my top 10 tips for crafting an awesome book description. If you're new to my channel, my name is Rory D. Nelson, author of the Brotherhood of Merlin and awesome spin-off Hound of Hell series. Today you're going to learn a lot about how to do a great book description. Not only is your book description going to have a great hook, but it's also going to have eye appeal as well and be formatted on your retail page great. Do keep in mind I am a KDP Select author, so this is going to be specifically for your KDP dashboard, in other words, Amazon. So let's get started with the top 10 book description techniques. I have saved the last for best, or the best for last, so do stay with me until the end. So number one, you want to set up an Amazon Author Central account. This is important for updating book descriptions so you don't have to actually republish your book. Keep in mind when you go through your KDP dashboard, if you're uploading new content or changing the price, you absolutely have to go through this. Amazon Author Central, however, you can actually update your book descriptions. You can, look at your reviews, a lot of other stuff that you don't necessarily have to do through your KDP dashboard. So, and actually there's a lot more options for constructing a great book description that you can do through your Amazon Author Central account versus, going through the KDP, because you have very limited options there. And do remember one thing, though. If you're used to updating things through your Amazon Author Central account, whatever you actually published originally on your KDP dashboard is going to automatically update whenever you go through the iterations of that. So if you update it on your Amazon Author Central, you do have to remember that things will revert back when you go through your KDP dashboard. That's very important, and I've forgotten that many times, and it's been a huge hassle when I look and see, oh crap, my correct book description is not up, and that's why. So that is my number one tip. Number two tip is you go to kindlepreneur.com and get all those awesome tools that they have. I love this site. The guy who runs it, Dave Chesham, is also a booktuber, a YouTuber. He has an awesome site. He has a lot of great free tools. He's got a book description generator, which you can basically put your book description in, and then you can make it all look beautiful on the Amazon page. He also has an editorial review generator, which you can kind of do the same thing, but with your editorial reviews. If you've ever looked at other authors who just have an awesome looking retail page and they've got the book description all set up properly and it looks beautiful, a lot of those people use the same free tools from Kindlepreneur. So please go to kindlepreneur.com and get that set up. And number three is you're going to start with your log line. And what is a log line? Okay, a log line is basically 2 sentences which conveys the tone and the theme of your book. And it is very succinct, it is very short, and it's meant to catch people immediately. It is your hook. It is your main hook. It's a thing that's going to keep people reading. Let's look at an example, and I'm going to use the actual example from my own, which, I'm not actually bragging about it. Keep in mind I actually paid for this. This was a professionally done book blurb. He serves the round table in cruel and sadistic ways. But can this knighted spy master survive when the tables turn? That's a perfect log line. And again, I did not write that. That was BPF book, which is bestpageforward.net. We can see from the description already that it's a very dark tone. This guy is a spy master. He does things very cruelly and sadistically, and it sets up the expectations for what's to come in the rest of the description. So number 4, introduce the protagonist and antagonist / villain. Obviously your villain is going to be the antagonist. Antagonist, not necessarily a villain. Okay, that is the important thing. Don't introduce a ton of characters. Okay, people are going to lose. They're not going to be interested if you introduce like 50 different characters. Don't do that. You just want to probably introduce no more than 2 to 3 characters. The main character, the villain, and maybe 1 to 2 side characters at most. If you look at my book description, there's only one person mentioned in it. That is the main protagonist, which is Renault. So, and it's 150 to 200 words. It's awesome. I do recommend you look at my book description just to see what a professional book description looks like and how catchy it is. And number 5, what are the stakes? Why should we care? You have to let people know what the stakes are. The next couple paragraphs, you want to let people know what the stakes are. What is the confrontation? I mean, what is the angst between the villain and the protagonist? What's at stake here? Who's going to die? Who's going to live? What is the protagonist fighting for? Number 6, avoid spoilers. Please, for the love of God, I've read so many descriptions, and they tell you everything. I mean, literally every single thing. Avoid spoilers at all costs. One of the great things about reading my book description is that they convey so much, and there's such a sense of urgency, but they don't really tell you a lot what's going on. It's meant to be vague, but it's meant to be enticing. That's kind of the art of writing a great book description. You got to entice people, but you don't tell them everything. So don't do it. Number 7, keep it short. Keep it very short. I've seen blurbs that go on for thousands of words. It's like, Jesus Christ. And I've seen some that are by like best-selling authors, like, you know, in the book blurb is just awful. You want it to be between 150 to 200 words max. 200 words is max. You don't want anything longer than that. That's more than just a guideline. Seriously, 150 to 200 words. You gotta have to be short. Number 8, address the intended audience in the last paragraph. That's very important. If you enjoy supernatural quests, if you like anti-heroes, that kind of thing, let them know what the audience is, who it's for. That's going to go a long way into enticing people, because then they're going to decide, okay, do I fit that audience or not? That's very important. Number 9, which should be very obvious, make sure there are no fucking typos in it. None whatsoever. You have to be grammatically correct in this, okay? Because if you're not grammatically correct in the book description, what is the rest of the book going to look like? It's probably going to be shit. So don't do it. Get that proofread. Proofread it yourself. Let somebody else proofread it. You got to do a great job on the book description. The book description, the cover design is what's going to sell your book. And it can convince people or not convince them to take a chance on your book. So you got to get this right. And number 10, I saved this best one for last. Don't write your book description. What do I mean by that? I mean, pay somebody else to write your book description. Most authors don't know how to write book descriptions. I'm only okay at it. My book descriptions have gotten better over the years, but I still don't write a great blurb like when you actually have it professionally done, like at BPF, Best Page Forward. I highly recommend this service. It is awesome. Look, you don't have to pay somebody to write your blurb each and every book, but that book that you're going to be promoting, which is book 1 in your series, you're definitely going to want a professional blurb. I highly recommend it. It's 2 of the most important things that are going to sell it: your cover design and your blurb. You got to get those things right. In addition to Best Page Forward, you can also go to Fiverr Pro. Fiverr Pro. Now these are going to be expensive, obviously. Fiverr Pro, probably not as much as you're going to pay at BPF. But the one thing that I like about BPF when you go to there, not only do you get a professional book description, but you also get 10 Amazon ads, which is awesome for your marketing copy. This is why it's so worth it. You also get 10 Amazon ads, and you get 2 Facebook ads as well. Yeah, it's kind of pricey, $297, $300. But honestly, for something that's going to sell your series for the length of, writing your series, it's a great service. I highly recommend it. Do check it out. Check that out, or check Fiverr Pro. Fiverr Pro is great, as I mentioned in other videos. Fiverr Pro, the sellers on there, they're all vetted. They come highly recommended. And of course, you can look at their reviews and see what people are saying about them. And what else do we have besides them? Oh, you can also check out some editors now are offering the blurb service for an additional fee. I know eBook Launch does that, and I have heard from other authors who their editors are also offering that service. So do consider that. Authors don't always do the best job in writing their own blurbs. Writing your book is largely about creativity. Unfortunately, writing your blurb really comes down to marketing, and that's two different skill sets. Not all authors have those skill sets, so something to consider. With that being said, that's all I have for you today. If you like my content, do give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I will deliver content to you every Wednesday, and I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks for chilling with me. Thanks.